there is a period of time in the American year which is called the Upfronts, and we've discussed that before. We've said that what that is the major networks and some of the smaller networks present all the shows that they're going to be renewing and cancelling, and of course premiering in the autumn of this year. A couple of cancellations. None of these are particularly surprising, but Fox have cancelled Sleepy Hollow and Scream Queens. NBC have cancelled The Blacklist Redemption, which was a spin-off of The Blacklist. ABC have cancelled Dr. Ken and American Crime, neither of which we got here in this country, and The Catch. And CBS has cancelled Two Broke Girls, which was showing on E4.
Ran for 6 seasons,
and a movie.
As I say, but no movie yet. American Gods has been renewed by Starz. I also mentioned very briefly here that I have kept up with that, and I have.
That's a fight.
Yes, and I was just going to very briefly ask you.
Gary or me?
Both of you. How are you both getting on?
I want to see how Gary's getting on, because there are a lot of penises in it, and I want to see how he's getting on with it.
I have to admit...
That's one of my favourite sentences ever, thank you.
Yeah, I did have to kind of... Episode 3 was a little...
With that CGI erection.
Yeah, and it was
that's my favourite sentence ever.
Yeah. What's happening in American Gods is you've got the main storyline with Ian McShane and the bloke out of Hollyoaks, but you're getting lots of little bits where you get these people, and that's where this scene of the Arabics and the taxi driver and the gay sex scene comes in, and it's kind of like you get.
Sorry, no,
snapshot.
That's my favourite sentence ever. The Arabics, the taxi driver, and the gay sex scene.
You get that little snapshot, and then you never go back to it.
That's the gin, DGIN, not like the drinking gin. But the point of it is basically Ian McShane and Ricky Whittle are sort of driving around the States collecting the old gods. So like Peter Stormare was one of the old gods with his hammer. And you're getting, like, as you say, like clips of the old. So you're getting, in the first episode, we had the goddess of love with that scene. The start of episode 2, you saw the stuff with the spider, the Orlando Jones character. And then the start of episode 3, we got the Egyptian god of death. But the point is, the thing they're saying is when these people emigrate to America, that they bring their gods with them. They bring the beliefs. That's what that scene was in the very first episode, which Luke sort of turned off after with all that war and stuff, was them bringing the Scandinavians bringing Odin with them, and then you've got the black people with the spider thing, and then the Arabic with the gin and stuff like that, and obviously you've got the Irish immigrants represented by Mad Sweeney.
I certainly, as you say, I'm absolutely loving the imagery and that as well.
Against those gods that they brought with them are the new gods. So you had like the technical boy, and in the second episode you had Gillian Anderson dressed as Lucille Ball, who's meant to represent like media and television and people worshipping that now.
That was really confusing because it took me a while to work out it was her.
That second episode I really like, where you have Peter Stormare, Cloris Leachman, and Gillian Anderson all in it. And I think you're sort of making this point, Gary. Is it's at its strongest when Ian McShane is in it. I think he's definitely the star of the show, and he's giving a very sort of scenery-chewing performance as Mr. Wednesday. This episode coming, we're already halfway through. It's only 8 episodes, isn't it? And it is a very different show, but it's one I'm really enjoying. I like, as I said when we reviewed it the first time, I'm a big fan of Neil Gaiman's writing and his sort of style. The fantasy where it's sort of half based in the real world and half based, obviously, with all these gods and stuff like that. But it's all sort of... But, you know, it's sort of faith and belief, and those are the themes that run throughout. And it is just very interesting, and I think it's something different.
Matt makes some very good points, but is the explicitness of it a turn-off for you?
Not a turn-off, but certainly...
A turn-on?
No, not a turn-on.
Fast forwards?
It does make me kind of think, So I don't know, but I do understand
That's my new
why they're doing it,
noise.
And it does plot-wise, it makes sense. Okay, you will have heard a lot in the TV world about a certain show called The Handmaiden's Tale, and you probably would have heard...
we would, if that were the correct title.
It's The Handmaid's Tale. Handmaid. I've written Handmaids, I just can't read.
You wrote Handmaid
read.
at the top, and then you've written Handmaiden, and you go west.
Oh, have I? Well, there you go.
You're an enigma.
Handmaid's Tale which has been a big hit over in America on Hulu. I just like saying that word, Hulu.
It is nice.
And it was struggling to find a British distributor, and it's going to be shown very soon on Channel 4, which is good news.
Not
and
this
if you're a
Sunday,
fan of the
coming
show,
the following Sunday.
it has already been renewed for Series 2, something which is happening quite a bit at the moment, where shows
You
are
know
getting
when
renewed.
Fargo's on Channel 4?
The Handmaid's Tale is on the Sunday, and Fargo starts on the Wednesday.
Okay, there you go. Because
There
we
you
did
go.
say we'd update people when it would start on Channel 4.
Absolutely. A couple more shows that we've been talking about that have been renewed. Netflix have renewed 13 Reasons Why. I don't understand why, but they have.
So is it going to be 26 reasons why now?
Well, maybe, yeah. 13 more reasons why. A big fan of the show Designated Survivor. I have the last episode of Series 1 to watch, and the good news is that is coming back. Also, one of the key things, again, as this theme has been going on for the last couple of years, old shows are being brought back this year. We already know about the Will and Grace reunion. There's now talk of Roseanne reunion.
Yeah, that's weird because, spoiler alert, it wasn't John Goodman's character
The
dead
whole
at the
final
end.
series was them
Yeah.
winning the lottery, and then in the final 10 minutes, Roseanne reveals that none of that happened. She was writing
It was a book. Yeah.
and he had a heart attack and died. But also, do you remember that the thing Roseanne was famous for was the two Beckys? And both Beckys will be in the new series as well, apparently.
Interesting.
I don't know
Along,
how
along,
it's gonna
along
work.
with
Sarah
along
Chalk and the other one. As long
Yeah.
as they've got DJ back.
Yeah, that's all I want. DJ in the masturbation episode. Yeah. I didn't mind Roseanne. I only watched it in repeats when there was nothing on. But I didn't mind.
Yeah,
it.
I can't say I ever watched every. I can't say I sought it out, but as you say, when it was on, it was all right.